Okay. So we're glad you came out here tonight to spend some time with us. I'm glad you got your drinks so you can have your coffee, your tea, your wine, or whatever other beverage you want. I couldn't get that out to save my life. So I am Tameka Hill. I'm happy to be your realtor from the East Coast. Happy to come out and talk with you all today from Long and Foster. And with us, we have the awesome, magnificent, fantastic, and wonderful.
And a whole bunch of other cool stuff. What's up, everybody? My name is Ronesha Nation, broker owner of Our Nation Realty, representing the West Coast. If you know anybody who's interested in buying and sell, hey, referrals are always welcome. So excited to be here tonight. Excited to have y'all. We about to have a good time. What up, Aunt? Aunt in the building. Sorry, I had to give a shout out to my aunt.
Love the family. So y'all ready for this question? So the word of the night, okay? The word of the day is friend. Okay, so the goal is every time that we say the word friend, you have to take a sip of whatever you're drinking, okay?
It's WineDown Wednesday, so I hope they drinking wine or homemade sweet tea.
Homemade sweet tea. I use real sugar, okay?
You so risque?
Yes, I'm
so wow.
Living life on the edge. Okay, so our question of tonight, before anybody gets upset, the question has to be asked, okay? And it's, why don't we ask it? Okay, so
might as well.
What do you do when you realize you have outgrown your friend?
Ooh, Tameka.
It's deep, right?
That's girl, that thing heavy. And let me tell you why I thought this was a good question for the week, right? So my homegirl hit me up a couple months ago. I'm not, Chantrell already started. She said her cutoff game is strong. But look, I told you. But my homegirl hit me up and was saying how her best friend came to visit her. Military community, East Coast, West Coast, right? So she went to visit us from the West Coast. My homegirl now, we over 40, got a relationship, live-in boyfriend, family, the whole thing, right? Well, the best friend came over there wilding out, like basically trying to insert herself into their relationship, like basically telling the boyfriend that she got priority, she moving in when she retired. And then went as far as the boyfriend was buying food for everybody because she was there visiting as a guest. The friend decided she didn't want the meal the family was having. She wanted to have two of the most expensive meals on the menu on boyfriend budget. So, hey, friend fed up. Friend is fed up, and she said she about to have this conversation, and it's time to let it go. But when she said that, I went to think, oftentimes we get into situations, we look back at ourselves and say, man, I'm not connecting to the people who I used to rock with anymore. And the question is, like, is there a conversation that needs to be had so that we can continue to elevate together? How many of y'all cutoff game just strong? I'm just finished with it. I'm done with it. Well, Chantrell already said she was done with it. Steve-O said, then they let you go after a while, happened a few months ago. See, what happened in your situation? You want to talk about it? Chantrell said, no conversation. She just dropping them off. Lanish said, cutoff gang is super strong, all the way strong. Yeah, so I'm one of those emotional people, right? Heartstrings on 10, like, I love people. And when I connect with my friends, it's like, it's hard for me to think that, they're not going to be a part of my life forever. Right. So I'm not a cutoff game strong type of person. I am hold on, don't play with me tonight. I'm not a cutoff game strong type of person. I ain't gonna lie. I am a emotional type person. Like, let's try to figure this out. What you think, Tameka? Have you had this experience?
I have had this experience, and I'm torn, right? Because in a lot of instances, I did have conversations, and the conversation did not go. It wasn't like a long, drawn out argument, things like that. It's just, hey, I've had this conversation with you. Sometimes it's multiple conversations that I had with the individual. And it just seems like it's not getting any better. And it really hurt. Like someone had mentioned that they cry, they process, they evaluate. I think all of that is real in any relationship you're in, right? And then when you get ready to separate, it's like a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do what's best for you. And sometimes there's 4 seasons, right? Brown leaves don't happen in the summertime.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes things have to go their separate ways.
Yeah, when you gotta cut them off, you gotta cut them off. Chantrell said, when they respectful, you disrespectful, you gotta protect yourself. I agree with that, Chantrell. Steve said, "Law, the wife didn't like my friend. He was the other one, very jealous when I didn't invite him to outings." And that's so crazy because I think mostly everybody on this on the WineDown, appreciate y'all, 3rd week in a row we out here. But anyway, most of the people here, we over 35. Everybody's kind of starting to settle down. And as we grow up, we evolving, right? What'd you say to me? I cut you off.
I'm sorry. We got some young ones on here. I know for a fact.
Yeah, okay. We do have some young ones too. I apologize. No exclusion. But what I'm saying is, as we grow up and we evolve, we start having other relationships, other friendships, and why are we still jealous of new best friends and new relationships? Like, why can't we build that together?
I mean, that's a good question. I think a lot of times it taps into our insecurities, right? We believe a person is, that's our person, right? They're mine. When in actuality, when you are holding on to something so tight, you actually end up squeezing it and choking it to death.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta enjoy it. And, I would love to have, we're all looking for our tribe, right? Where you can be loved, accepted, valued, and you don't need anybody tainting that with their negativity.
Mm-hmm.
How can our relationship grow if you keep me constrained at one level?
You think, how can I grow if you think I'm supposed to stay in your bubble? I ain't staying in nobody bubble. I can recreate my own bubble. Let me read some comments. Sue said she emotional too. She go back and try to reconnect. So she don't really be cutting people off like she said earlier. Trust said your true friend wouldn't put you in that situation. I 100% agree. Like that's maturity. Oh yeah, I be drinking on and off the word of the night. But if you got here a little bit late, the word of the night is friend. So every time you hear the word friend, I hope you got your glasses filled. We turning up tonight. But I drink on and off the word, so don't judge me. I went to counseling with a friend because she couldn't get with it. And sometimes you have to do that. Like, people think that, you go to counseling for yourself. It's only supposed to be marriage counseling. But having a really, really close friend can be like a marriage, in my opinion. Like some of those friendships I've had since I was born. I was born into some of these friendships that I have.
Kudos to the
phone call and
for the person who said they went to counseling. Kudos to that.
Mm-hmm. Quinny said, yes, it is. I think I mourned for several months. What happened in your situation, Quinny? If you don't mind talking. Tink said, who over 35 wrote, hey, I ain't here to judge. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to be 40 this year. I'm excited. Trust said you should definitely be happy for the other person. And when a person's true self and jealousy finally shows and accepted. So check this out. With that whole thing of jealousy and just trying to hold on, we was having another conversation, right? About, and this has been a conversation's been on social media. People been talking about it on and off. Are exes off limits? Like, are exes off limits indefinitely? Tameka, what you think?
So if you're in a relationship and you're no longer with that person, let's put that out. You have completely moved on and detached from the individual. It is not my place to hold anybody trapped, because if they were not for me, they may be for you. I don't want to interrupt your love. Because sometimes I'm not going to stop you because me and that relationship didn't work out. But I wish if that's what you want to do.
Steve-O said yes, exes are off limits. Hey, Lanice said nope. Monty said yes. So for those of you who said yes, and for those of you who said no, if you don't mind just putting a little bit more in the comments, because I want to know what is shaping your thoughts on that. This is an interesting topic. So I'm like this, right? I understand the whole off limits thing, but sometimes you will be taking that too far. Y'all dated in high school, right? You've been out of high school 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? Huh?
20
years. And you still talking about, and you done moved on in a whole new relationship, but you want to tell so-and-so they can't be happy because they found love. Cheryl said co-parenting with my ex because we used to have to be friends as well in order to keep the peace for the children. Yes, Lord. My ex and my friend can both be my exes. Wow. My ex and my dang, Mercedes about to cut him off. Hey, Mercedes, I feel like you said, if y'all dated before and my friend slide in there, it's over. So let me ask another question. No, exes ain't off limits for me. It's a matter of choice, though. Let me ask a question. So let's say you was dating somebody, or y'all just wasn't dating, but y'all was in a sexual relationship, and you caught feelings the other person didn't, so the relationship didn't go nowhere. Months down the line, friend meets this new person, this new guy, whatever girl that you was dating, and they fall in love, and they introduce you, and you realize y'all had been together. How do you respond from that? So let me backtrack on what I was saying. Your friend met your ex independent from you, and they found a relationship, and they started to, feel the love. And then you come in, you finally meet this ex, and you like, how do you receive that?
Personally, I receive it just fine because I'm not with that individual. That has nothing to do with me. I don't wake up to them. I don't go to bed with them. I am completely moved on. It is 24 hours in a day, and I probably am out to eat with them for 2.
I feel you.
What else have?
Let's see what they saying in the comments. I think it's weird. I actually had a situation like that happen to me where my best friend ended up getting with my ex that I was with for 2 years. So it's just kind of weird.
Wow.
Eric said, hell no. Mika said, it's a no. Leave back to kindergarten. Me. So ain't no sliding. If you had them, it's a wrap. No, hey, I understand that perspective, but I don't all the way agree with it. I love you, Meek. But we got to let people go. And I want my friends to be happy. So if they find love with somebody who what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Correct.
So if they find love with somebody who I didn't connect with, or maybe they didn't feel me, I don't want to hold anybody back, because my goal is to continue to move on, develop, and grow. So I can't keep holding on to old stuff if I want to evolve and take off to the next level. You know what I'm saying? You want to read some more comments? Okay. See what the people saying. Oh, man, I had that happen. I was the friend. But it never got to love. So, Lanice, how did your relationship with your friend end up after you dated the ex? They kept it a secret and all. I'm happy for them, and I wish them very happiness, but still think it's weird. But if she wants the leftovers, you know what? And I think that's the difference. Because if they keeping it secret, then I think they know they foul. And we can't be friends if you feel like you gotta hide stuff.
Yes.
But if you bumped into Charlie, and I just threw a name out there. I don't know nobody named Charlie. But you bumped into Charlie at Target. Y'all started talking. I'm just saying, Walmart, gas station. You bumped into Target. Y'all bumped into each other. Y'all started talking. And y'all felt something. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hold you. What the friend say, Lanice? That sounds like fate, so I gotta let it go. Be honest. If y'all were meant, y'all would be. I feel that.
Very true.
I might not even bring it up. That's how I feel. Even if I did feel a hint of jealousy, if I did see them out and who on here watched The Shy? I know I ain't the only person that watched The Shy, but if I did feel a hint of jealousy, I wouldn't say nothing. I would just want them to live happily ever after. What you think? What was you gonna say, Tameka?
I mean, I think it comes. I really appreciate and love your statement. We're talking about growth and being a friend and getting too old for things. I just don't know if I would have the energy. Let me explain everything I've been through with this individual and 1, 2, 3, and they did this and he said, she said, like, that's just too much. I just,
Wait.
it's like too. I
Wait.
might my drink.
She said, it depends on how me and my ex ended. If it was for bad end, then I would distance myself to both of them. So if he dogged you out and your friend know this joker dogged you out, but then, she decide, well, he might treat me different. Charity said she ain't with it. I feel you on that. Mercedes said if they were my ex before me and my friends were friends, I don't care. Mika said she was joking. If it was just sexual, it don't count. So I've read if it was just high school, girl, why y'all got me on here with my t-shirt looking like this? But I heard if it was sexual, it don't count. I heard if it was in high school, it don't count. Trust said the world is too small. My friend will be my friend. We can talk about the sex game. Hey, Trey, you saying you about to just be like, hey, we can all be friends. I ain't mad at that either. But that's a California thing. I know everybody in Maryland ain't caught up to the poly world. And for the record, we don't do the poly over here. But I know people that do, and I support they love them however they get down. The world is too small. My friends will be my friends. Okay. I don't give a damn, but I would advise friends and enemies to stay away from my last. She said she'll advise them to stay away as a warning. Like, put a red warning sign on that joker. You might not want to go that route.
So I had a question.
Go ahead.
What happens with either a sibling or cousin dating an ex? That's a lot in the mix. That's a lot in the pot right there. I don't know. That's just too much.
Well,
okay.
Hey, soul food cousin face slid, so it ain't impossible.
It's not impossible, and I'm not going to judge. You can do whatever you choose to do, right? But I'm going to stay with my answer. Okay, if that's what you feel is best for you. And I'm completely removed from the picture. I have nothing to do with that. I want to stay removed.
True that. Like, don't come asking me. Don't come talking to me about this relationship, your new relationship. Like, I can't give you advice on that. We exes for a reason.
We will not be having that you will not be the partner of question of the week, and that be the question.
So let me just confirm. You're saying that if it's a friend, deuces, whatever. If it's a cousin, sister, brother, sibling, whatever the word they used is, you like that's a whole different cup of tea.
No, I said that's adding a lot. My statement still stays the same. I have nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with it as a friend. I have nothing to do with it as a sibling because I am not in that relationship with that person. I am moving away from that situation. And if their relationship becomes too much for me as a sibling, as a friend, then maybe I need to rethink where I position myself, right? So maybe I
think as a sibling,
function.
I think that might be tough as a sibling, because as a sibling, I mean, I know how I am. I'm really close to my family. I'm blessed to have a really, really great family, and I'm really close with my sisters. So I would feel like I would be around that person, just being reminded of, things. And I don't feel like I would be comfortable with that. Now maybe I won't, because I try to move on and cut people off and let things go. But I don't know how I would feel about that. Let me see.
Does your feelings matter?
Huh?
Does your feelings matter?
I don't think my feelings always matter to me. I'm responsible for my feelings.
Good job. Question.
I'm responsible for my feelings. So yeah, they always matter to me, and I'm responsible for protecting it. So if I'm not comfortable, I might say something to my sister. I don't know though. I don't know. I can't even fathom to think about this happening. So I'm about to move on to the comments. I need to see what the people say. Huh?
It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Lanice said she met the guy online. They only went on a few dates and noticed he was friends with her on Facebook. And so she asked and found out that, and I think that's kind of the scenario. Like, she met this guy independent from the friend in their relationship, and they built the relationship. And, I just don't think I would hold my friend from that experience and finding happiness. But yeah, the sister, I don't know. Once she told me they dated, I was done with him, and I told him about it. Like, I can't. I feel that too, because maybe you felt some type of way, but I think if some time had passed and you had already established feelings for this person, that might be a little bit harder. Quincy said, "I believe that if you are healed and healthy, it should not affect you. Live and let live." Hey, healed and healthy is the key.
I like that.
When you jealous and when you trying to hold on and control people, I think there's some insecurities inside of you that you just haven't healed yet. That's just my thought process on that.
I feel healthy.
Let's see here. Callie, hell no. Hey, hell no to the polygraph. Awkward family functions, yes. Oh hell no. I think I'm a little bit behind, so they saying hell no to the sister. Brother, I would be more concerned over my friends. Okay. That's a no for me. I don't condone violence. What if you have a kid with, ooh, now that's a word right there. She said, what if you got a kid with this man and then the friend decide she want to slide with the ex?
I'm going to stand behind my statement because I've learned 2 H words today and they have been put together. I am healed and I am healthy.
Go, Queenie, with the H word.
Yes, I am healed and I'm healthy and I'm just going to stay out of it.
Hey, if you got some in your glass, take a toast for healed and healthy. That's a word for the night.
Yes.
So, if you have a kid, I would do petty shit all the time. Fuck, girl. Valine concurred. I forgive, but I can't forget. So that's a no. So we talked a little bit today about jealousy and being healed and being healthy and possession. And I read this. I didn't read. I was on YouTube. I have insomnia. Sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night just watching stuff. So I was watching YouTube the other day, right?
Okay.
And Patti LaBelle came up, and Patti LaBelle was talking about Jasmine Sullivan. Anybody know me? I'm a huge Jasmine Sullivan fan. I love Patti LaBelle. But in her comment, she was saying that she thought Jasmine Sullivan didn't like her because whenever she was around, she just had like a vibe, like an arrogant vibe, and she just didn't seem like she liked her. And Patti LaBelle's stylist one day was talking to Patti and was like, "Hey, can I introduce you to Jasmine? She loves you. She's like your biggest fan, blah, blah." So she called Jasmine. They called Jasmine on the phone. And Patti LaBelle just happened to be a huge Jasmine fan. She didn't understand why she felt like Jasmine didn't like her. And in this conversation, I'm about to speed it up. In this conversation, Jasmine was like, "Patti, I love you so much. I'm a huge fan. But when I'm around you, I just get so shy. I can't talk, but I'm a huge fan." And so that led to my next question. Oftentimes as women, we don't, when we're in this funky gray area with another woman, oftentimes we find a pessimistic route to go. We don't, with friends, sisters. I was like, dang, Patti, why couldn't you go up to Jasmine and tell her, Jasmine, you was a huge fan of hers, but you just sat there quiet thinking she didn't like you? Why do we do that to women, particularly? Because I don't see us do it to men that often.
Is it a potential situation where Patti had a similar experience before? So she's older than Jasmine, right? And had her feelings hurt.
It's possible. She said protection.
Yeah.
But I say, if I'm a fan of yours, right? I love everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
why do I have to wait on you to approach me just because I am the top tier person, or I have the legacy? I've been in the game for 50 years. If I appreciate your talent, why couldn't Patty just go to Jasmine? That probably would have cut a lot of things off. And I don't want to make this so much about Patty and Jasmine, but just about relationships with us as women. How much better do you think we would be if we would just go up to that new girl that came in and say, hey, sis, what's going on? Let me bring you on board. Instead of looking at this girl and saying, XXX, whatever it is that you want to say.
I will agree with you. Lady Crawford said, avoid confrontation. Someone said, that's ego. And Puddin, Jones said, I don't see it that way, to be honest. Okay. Why don't you see it that way, Puddin?
Have you had that experience? I know you came from a background where you worked mainly with men. So what was your experience like?
I love working with men. I found out that there's some really good men out there, really nice men, who love their wives, love their partners. Just
black men don't cheat.
No, they on the phone. They're on the phone with their wives. Like when she called, they're like, baby, you know, I pick up the car, I'll do this. And then all of a sudden they get off, they might be mad. Like, man, she want to go to 5 stores, you know, but they really did love their wives, and they're very supportive of their kids. So it really helped me, because it helped me put a new definition on men, because sometimes they get a bad rap. I can't speak for all of them, but I can say the ones that I work with, I was very privileged. One of the things I noticed is when we would get a new person to the office, you know, they wouldn't judge on their clothes. They don't judge on what you look like. They talk nothing about sports. They talk about cars. They're like, oh, you married? Oh, okay. That was like the topic. And then they keep it very surface. Then I used to be in IT, so before real estate. And in IT, it's what's the problem, right? They let you resolve the problem. And how you handle the problem dictates your relationship. It's like they open in chapter 1 says this person procrastinates. Chapter 1 says this person don't work. And then like, oh, okay, we're gonna close this book and put it back on the shelf, because he's just not gonna be good for me. And I really appreciated that, because they really took the time to let you a relationship develop versus in
latching on and grabbing. Yeah. A lot of people in the comments are saying they think that it's fear or rejection to avoid confrontation, but I want to know a little bit more. I see it as fear. If she isn't afraid, why not walk up to her? You know, and that's what I'm saying. If it's a gray area, you don't know if there's beef or not, why not just go to a person with a positive vibe, and hopefully you can enhance or start to build on a positive relationship.
But if you are afraid, right? Like, let's say I have a whole bunch of fears, right? The thought of me going up to you could just be terrified, shaking in my boots. I don't know how to react, right? They say you either operate in fear or you operate in love. It's one or the other. So if all you know is fear, it's kind of hard. It's a long way to love.
So I get what people are saying now. The person, like in this instance, Patty could have had that experience of fear and rejection, and that's why she didn't go up. So I want to challenge you guys tonight. We go tonight, WineDown Wednesday. We've been in this thing for about 30 minutes. But I want to challenge y'all this week. How about we just try to just go up to a stranger and just say something nice, be nice, you know, and let's try to build each other up. What you think about that, T?
I love that, because I think that we should recognize that we are a person of value, and that other people are a person of value as well.
Come on now. That's our positive word for tonight. All of
you all out there, I value you, Ronesha.
I love you, friend. I love Tameka back. We go back since elementary. Charity said it happens a lot. I'm the girl who's afraid, but mostly because of low self-esteem. You know what? I thank you for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that. You know, mostly because of low self-esteem. Like I agree with that. You know, a lot of times we have our own insecurities and our own issues that prevent us from walking up to someone who we see who we believe may not have that. But after talking to so many people, I feel like we all have our own damages, things that we're dealing with, And you know, you looking in you when you have low self-esteem, you looking at the person across from you, they probably do too. No, I'm just saying, not everybody do. But yeah, let's just try that this week. Let's just try to go out of our way to just be nice to somebody. I think it'll help a lot of souls. So thank y'all for coming out tonight. Y'all had a good time. I had a good time tonight. WineDown Wednesday. Hey, just for the record, I may or may not be here next week. We going to Jamaica. We about to be litty in Jamaica. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna try to make it to the WineDown next week. But Tameka might be holding it down on her own. But she got it. I love you, friend. And I love y'all. And I appreciate y'all for coming out. Go ahead. Let's take a toast. One last toast for the night.
What's our toast for the night?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the H's. Okay.
Oh, what? Healed and what is it?
Healed and healthy.
And healthy. Come on.
I'm gonna add on happy.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.